Hey, it's another Saturday morning, and that's my junk. It's not really junk, it's just stuff. A lot of it's camping related. I just got to put it somewhere, and that's where it is. And then, of course, I have a terrible, I don't know if anybody else has problems, but anytime I have these stupid sliding stores, I manage to get them off track and can't get them back on track. So they just stay open. Anyway, that was, I know, an interesting aside. So this week, Saturday has always kind of been my cheat day, and I probably shouldn't have made it my cheat day because what I do is if I lose weight, Saturday becomes a cheat day, just like as a reward. So I did a Saturday cheat day, which I shouldn't have because Sunday was a church potluck day. And you had to try a little bit of everything at a church potluck, and there was a lot of everything to try. So I made a tourtière. Actually, I made two tourtières, and one had to come back because there was just so much food. People didn't even break into the second one. Tourtière is a French-Canadian meat pie. I've mentioned it before. Ground pork, ground beef, onions, celery, mashed potatoes, and then the seasoning is, kosher salt, pepper, cinnamon, nutmeg, and cloves. And I know that sounds like cinnamon, nutmeg, and cloves in a meat pie. Trust me. And it's actually, it's a very old recipe. I looked it up. It goes back to 1759. And they didn't always use beef and pork. They used whatever they had. And a lot of times it was actually, bird meat, catch a couple pigeons. Anyway, sorry, I'm getting reflection. Now I can't see you, but you can see me. So that was 2 days in a row, and then leftover pie kind of made it 3 days in a row. So the week started off probably with a gain, but you just get on with it again. So I finished up okay, because I went back to the good old fashioned, actually it was canned salmon. I thought I was grabbing canned tuna. It turned out to be canned salmon, but you know what? I eat canned salmon too. Canned salmon, eggs, and protein shakes. And that's a lot of what the bulk of my food is in a general, everyday sort of thing. The trick is to think about food. Okay, I'm not going to eat until 2, for example. So I'll get up in the morning, I'll have coffee either with or without the protein powder in it. And then sometime between noon and 2, and I try to set in my brain in the morning before I'm hungry what time that's going to be. Now, when I'm going to be working, I'm going to have to just grab a protein bar and have that during whatever lunch period I have. But and then then that's done. Then it's like, okay, the next food will be, 6 or something. And you try to keep that up and try to stick to high quality, low calorie protein, which is why fish and eggs are there. Fish is incredibly, fish is like 20 grams of protein for 100 calories. It's just very densely packed. And then you can use some mayonnaise and some salt and pepper and just make it up. You could put it on celery. You can have it just as is. You can get some bread. I mean, don't totally cut out bread. Just be aware of how many calories and how much carbs you're getting. And again, that's what I am doing. That is, not only is it what I had figured out I needed to do already, it's also what I have been told by doctors and a nutritionist. For me, if you're getting into a serious weight loss, you should probably consult a doctor anyway, because there would be other health things. So low calorie, low carb. And again, calories are what your body needs it burns it. It's like the fuel. So just to exist, your body has to burn a certain amount of calories. So you need to go just under that. You don't go a lot under that, because then you're going to start getting weak and sick even. So go below how many calories your body needs to just exist. And in a rough, it's like 2,500 is a good measure. There was a book I had once that had a whole way you could calculate your actual, how much you actually need, and involve measuring how much fat is here and how much fat is there and how tall you are. And it's a whole big, because to do it properly, it's not just how tall are you and what's the number on the scale. You really need to figure out percentage body fat and things like that. And men and women burn calories at different rates as well. So anyway, 2,500, easy number. So I shoot for a max of 1,500. Often it's 1,000, which is probably a bit low, but it just turns out to be 1,000 because like, oh, well, I'm kind of full. I don't feel like eating. I'm okay. But as long as you're getting good protein in, you're good. And low carb, as I mentioned before, carbohydrates can convert to hydrocarbons, and fat is a hydrocarbon. So carbs can become fat, protein can't. I know it's just a chemical thing. So anyway, got on the scale this morning, lost some weight, which is good. Like I said, I was worried at the beginning of the week because I sort of accidentally had sort of 3 cheat days in a row, because one cheat day was just, hey, it's Saturday and I lost weight, let's have a cheat day. And then Sunday was church potluck, and oh, I gotta have Mrs. Hoodley's stroganoff and Sarah's special pie. Anyway, and then Monday was, well, we got this leftover tortilla to share with my daughter. So yeah, a little bit too much of food that I shouldn't have been eating. But I still did okay. Still lost weight. So how are you doing? People don't often share with me their journeys. They share with me words of encouragement, which trust me, I appreciate those. But if you're doing a journey, and don't make it advice, because I'm terrible at listening to advice, but if you're doing something different, make it a share. Say, hey, I'm having some success with doing blank. So that just, maybe people can read the comments, and maybe if they're having trouble with losing weight, and maybe they can't get into this diet that I'm doing. And I'll be honest, any diet, you're going to have an adjustment period. You're going to have a week or two where you're feeling too hungry. But you got to push through that at the beginning. Just push through it to give the diet a chance. And then once you get past that 2 weeks and things can start becoming habit, then it becomes easier. And also your body is adjusting. Your stomach is shrinking. Your stomach is going, okay, I'm not going to get the big bowl of spaghetti. I'm not going to get, the 5 donuts with my morning coffee. It's going to get used to that. And trust me, I've had those 5 donut days. I'm not scolding. I'm telling you just how it is with me. Anyway, as always, if you find this entertaining, and I'm leaving the wait till the end. If you find this entertaining, educational, or inspirational, please give it a thumbs up. Please share this video. And I always say that because I'd like to reach out to people who are maybe on some sort of weight loss and they're struggling, or they're feeling abandoned or alone and feel like nobody understands what's going on. Because especially when you're losing a lot of weight, it's really hard because the results come slow, and weird things happen. Like one thing that happens with me is I sag more. So I feel like my belly has gotten bigger while my top is everything kind of, being drawn down. And my belly's actually shrunk. It's just that I'm more pear-shaped, I guess. Like pant sizes. I've gone from a 72 to a 60. I'm keeping one big pair of pants and a big belt as sort of evidence. But yeah, it's frustrating when you're very, very big to get started and then to stay on it, because weeks and weeks go by and you don't see a difference. You don't feel a difference. Even if the scale says there's a difference, you look at yourself in the mirror, or you just look down at your big belly and you go, it's still there, because it's a multi-year journey to do it. I started this 2 years ago, and I kind of diddle-daddled a bit in the middle, and I kind of gave up and kind of wasn't really trying hard. But then I started cracking down again. I started getting good results. And then we had the summer with multiple camping trips and everything. And so there was like a month where, I gained weight, but I didn't gain a lot, which is good. So I'm now not quite yet down to the lowest I got before I gained over the summer, but I'm getting close. Anyway, like, comment, share. Please, share your journey. And just, if you're out there doing this and I'm your support, or some other person, just random stranger on the internet is your support, you're not alone. I'm a real person. You're a real person. You can do this.